Hello and welcome to Open House. This is Algebra 2. My name is Amy Gonzalez. I go by Ms. G or Ms. Gonzalez. And let's go talk about Algebra 2. First of all, I'm very excited to be teaching Algebra 2 this year. We're doing a lot of new exciting things in an attempt to make sure that we're focusing on learning and equity this year. I do want to make a really quick note that I'm going to end up being on maternity leave at the end of February. I've talked to students a lot about it, so they are aware, but just so you're aware as well, I will be sending out notifications about when that's going to happen and the long-term stuff that's going to take over for the rest of the year. All right, let's get into the course. So about me, my undergraduates from University of Michigan, graduates from New Mexico State University. This is my 9th year at Shorewood. I teach Avid 11 as well as Algebra 2. So the first part of how different this year is going to be is about grades. So grades, we usually do 100%, and a lot of us have an idea of what we think 100% is going to mean. We go, oh, 95 is an A, 83 is a B, right? So we have these ideas in our head. It's going to look very different for how we're grading. So let me first talk about the two things that are graded in the class: mastery checks and summative assessments, meaning tests. Mastery checks are what we have at the end of every objective in a unit. So we break a unit down into objectives, and then those objectives are checked with a mastery check. Think of them as kind of mini quizzes in between our concepts to make sure students know that they're understanding the material. It's really a check for them and us to see how they're doing, okay? They're all retakeable until the end of the unit. The summative assessment comes at the end of the unit. It has those exact same objectives from the mastery checks. The test will be separated into those objectives, and then each objective will be graded, and each individual objective grade from a test will be put into Canvas. And you'll be seeing that soon with the Chapter 2 test. So how the grading system works, how each individual mastery check and each individual objective of those tests are graded. They're graded on a 4-point grading scale, a lot like GPA. So a 4 is an A, it means they've exceeded standard. 3 is a B, they've met standard. 2 is approaching standard, and a C. 1 is a D, does not meet standard, but has some understanding. Just a little understanding can be some understanding. A 0 is no evidence, or there is zero understanding. So that would be an F. So what we're looking for is an attempt that shows they're making their way towards learning. And so everything that I grade is going to be on a grade from 0 to 4, okay? So that's mastery checks are going to be out of 4. Summative assessment objectives are going to be out of 4. And I want you to really focus, when you see that 0 to 4 grading, I want you to focus on those letter grades, because those letter grades are me communicating how much I see that the student understands. So this dives into kind of how the classroom runs. So the classroom is a flipped classroom. Flipped classroom means that instead of the teacher doing something very traditional where they stand in front of the class, give a lecture, then students get homework at the end of the day, we're kind of flipping that, where I have recorded all of my lectures. They're very short. I try not to make any one video any longer than 5 minutes. And each video, in each module, there's no more than like 3 or 4 videos that are of that length. Usually it's only 1 or 2. In one instance, we had 5, but each of them were a lot shorter than 5 minutes. Okay, so those are recorded. Students can access those at any time, not just during class. That way students can get into the material at any time they like. And then what we do in class is we focus on the practice and getting individual support with that practice. So they have the teacher there to do that practice, what we would traditionally think is homework, in class. So they can work with other students, they can work with me. That part is not graded because the idea of it is practicing for their mastery check. So at the end of that practice, they can then do the mastery check. So that's what the flipped classroom part is about. You can find out more about this at modernclassroom.org if you are interested in that model. I'm also doing this self-paced. What that means is I give students a pacing, meaning if you're on pace, if you're getting the work done kind of in even chunks, you'll have them done at these dates. But students can be a little behind and then catch up. They can be a little ahead and then slow down a little bit. They kind of get to do the work at their own pace until the end of the unit. So all the mastery checks are due at the end of the unit. So that's when they don't get a chance to retake them anymore. So there are still due dates, but it's a lot more flexible. So the flipped classroom, being self-paced, this grading model are all really about this being a bit of a strange year. We're hoping that this flexibility and the focusing on understanding the objectives rather than homework and student behavior is better for this year and getting back into the groove of school, and also understanding that life is happening around us and that we need a little more flexibility right now. So that's grades. Just very quickly, these are what we're learning about this year. This is our topic. While we are not using directly the CPM textbook, I have given students access to the ebook. We are not using the book in a traditional way. We are using the topics in the book, but we aren't using how the book would do a class day setup. So what that means for anyone looking at the book is that you want to use it for practice, not for learning any objective, if that makes sense. And if you need more help with that idea, I'm more than happy to talk more about it. So what we're going to get to before the end of this semester is we'll get up through inverse and logarithms. We're going to kind of split that in half between the first semester and the second semester is the current plan. So right here is about where we'll get for the first semester, and then the rest of this is for the second semester. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please contact me via email with any questions, concerns, just information. I'm more than happy to get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. Looking forward to talking and working with you this year. Already having so much fun with your students. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. Have a wonderful day.